Hello. You're returning to the episode of TheWunderkindShow. Today's second topic, tight end money has just hit another plateau. Look, guys, sometimes when you're watching things, you can watch it from afar, but you have to be able to see the trees amongst the forest, right? You have to be. And I don't believe in coincidences. I don't at all. And I watched on Twitter as like three things like bing, bing, bing hit. And I'm sitting there looking at it like, And it's about Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, and the Arizona Cardinals' highest paid tight end in the league. Now, you must be wondering what I'm talking about. Don't worry, I got the backstory for you guys. You know I got the picks. So, just to bring it up right there so you can see it. Yeah. It said the Arizona Cardinals are making tight end Trey McBride the highest paid tight end in NFL history with a 4-year, $76 million extension per Adam Schefter. From my understanding, about 50-something or like high 40s are like guaranteed for that deal. For that deal. Yes, it says the deal includes $43 million guaranteed and a $19 million average per year. So we're talking about a lot of money. A lot of money. And I was sitting there looking at that and I'm like, oh man, that's crazy. Right? And then right on my feed, this pops up. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, what? So Bill Barnell of ESPN proposed a trade in his all trades mock draft, with the Ravens receiving a number 22 pick, guard Zion Johnson. Chargers receive number 27 pick, number 136 pick, and tight end Mark Andrews. The Ravens might be ready to turn the primary tight end job over to Isaiah Likely from Andrews, and that's what he was talking about. And guys, I've said this before. I believe in foresight. I'm one of those people that like to see things before they happen so I could hunker down or prepare for things. You understand where I'm coming from? That's how I am. I'm a worrywart. I can't help it. I'm one of the most super carefulest people you'll ever meet in your life. Most careful. I'm dead serious with you. And I told you guys, I said, if I'm a GM and I'm looking at the Baltimore Ravens and I'm saying you're looking at his cap number, you're looking at his cap hit, he could still ball. Don't make no mistake about it. The man could still be a top 5 tight end in the league, because Kelce right now is not even the top 5 tight end anymore. Travis Kelce is not a top 5 tight end anymore. I'm sorry. He was terrible last year. He is not top 5. Mark Andrews is easily a top 5 tight end in the league. I thought he could go to the Cardinals. The Cardinals said, nope, we don't want Mark Andrews. We're going to sign McBride to the biggest tight end money ever. So now, like I told you before, the Chargers. And now he's talking about the Chargers. And I told you, I kind of felt like the Ravens might have asked or approached Isaiah Likely with a deal. And Isaiah Likely might have felt slighted. I do not know if this is true or not. I'm just telling you what I feel. Like, because I'm looking at things. I'm looking at how the Ravens do stuff. And they might, like, if I'm a GM, I'm looking at this thing, okay, let's get rid of him. Let's throw money at Likely, which is going to be it's still going to be a lot of money for Likely, but it's going to be a lot below everybody else's big tight ends. And we have him for 4 or 5 years with him at that market number. And then, eventually we can, upgrade his pay in 3 years or whatever else it is like that. But we would get him at a discount now, and we would get outstanding play from him now while dumping that contract and moving on from a Baltimore Ravens legend, Mark Andrews. I said it made too much sense. Mind you, I told you I do not believe in coincidences. So after that came out, Isaiah Likely seen it and said, yes, sir, Brody. Let's go. Money. And that lets me know one of two things. And I know I'm looking into things and everything else like that. But guys, I be calling stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching this saying, okay, he's noticing the tight end market money, right? How many tight ends are watching this and commented on it? When do you see Isaiah Likely comment on really anything that's not Lamar Jackson? He rarely, he shows rare commentary. For him to notice this in the tight end market, knowing that his time is coming up, he's looking at that number. He's like, boy, that's looking mighty fine. And I don't see how the Ravens are going to, because here's the thing. That could be the Ravens playing the long game with Mark Andrews. Because they could say, okay, Mark Andrews at 16 right now, but keeping him keeps down the numbers for Likely. So we're going to move on from him for next year, definitely, right? But Likely won't be able to explode and then demand what McBride is getting. And if you do not believe for 1 second that they don't operate like that, these businesses do not operate like that, you don't watch enough professional sports. You don't. I'm telling you, that's how they operate. Because it makes too much business sense. If you keep Mark Andrews, right, you don't pay Isaiah Likely this year, you actually save money. You actually save money. Now, could they get rid of Mark and then give Thing money? Yeah, but the reason why I'm thinking that didn't take down is because maybe Isaiah was like, no, I think I'm worth more than that. And that could have made the whole deal blow up in smoke. It's a lot of ifs, but I'm trying to read in between the lines. It just makes too much sense. The Ravens know that Mark Andrews is getting older. They see the talent that Likely exudes. It makes no sense to keep an aging veteran who is diminishing in talent and in returns when you have a young bull in the waitings that is shown to be more explosive, have bigger impacts at time, and more clutch. And on top of that, share a tight rapport with your star QB, all while being cheaper than the aging veteran. You tell me if that, like, bro, I'm serious. That's the only way it makes sense. I'm thinking what I'm thinking about happened is the Ravens went to this is what I think will happen. Ravens went to Likely with a number. Likely probably said, it's kind of low. You feel me? I'll bet on myself. How many times have you seen Baltimore Ravens players bet on themselves? So then they're like, man, all right. Because mind you, all these GMs be talking behind the scenes, stuff like that about these numbers. That's how they knew about the Deshaun Watson contract coming down the pike. When the Browns wanted to go for and give him an all-guaranteed contract, they all started flipping out about it before it came out. So they're watching. So they're probably like, man, we can save some money this way, extend and create even more cap space. Isaiah Likely might have said, nah, I'll bet on myself. So they say, you know what? Let's just roll with Mark Andrews. He's not going to read any of his incentive-based stuff because we have Isaiah Likely, unless there's like some type of injury, God forbid. And we'll save money that way. Then, when it's time to move on, Isaiah Likely doesn't have that extra, all that extra statistics. And now we get him for a discount. And we can move on from Mark Andrews, which creates some cap relief. Sounds very evil genius, but that's how they are. That's how they operate. That's how they do business. Crazy, nasty work. I'm telling y'all, but that is what it is. But I saw this and I was like, man, Isaiah Likely's lipping his chops. There's another one I'm going to do for tomorrow with Lamar, but I saw this and I'm like, ooh, and he commented too. Oh, yeah, he's noticing. He's noticing. He's noticing. And I'm telling you this right now. Likely, if he's given the lion's share of the tight end stuff, he is going to have a absolutely bombastic 2025 season. I'm telling y'all. You watch. Y'all watch. You watch. But what do you guys think? Were you surprised that the Cardinals gave this man this much money? And how do you think that changes the tight end market for us as the Ravens being a tight end-centric team with 2-star tight ends on the roster? Let me know what you think down in the comment section, please, all right? But as always, that's the episode of The Wunderkind Show! Thank you for watching. And now we get down, we have fun and we laugh. But everything we talk about, we do what? Facts and truth. Please do remember, like, subscribe to the notification bell, leave a comment. You know I love the comments. And guys, if you haven't already done so, check out the Wunderkind Morning Show. Yes, it's in the description of every video that we do. We're live Monday through Thursdays, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. We touch on all topics, sports topics, hot topics. And then at the end of every show, we touch on a little bit of nostalgia. So we smile, we laugh from the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. So be there, guys, or be squared, okay? All right. Also, if you'd like to donate to this channel, help out with equipment and such stuff like that, bottom of the screen, QR code. QR code's to a Cash App. Cash App is located in the description of every video that we do. Name of it is money sign, The Wunderkind Show. Super easy. But that's the episode of The Wunderkind Show. This show is not signing off. And as always, you know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Huh? Yerp!
Finish him, Daddy.
Do not